It began as nothing more than a routine flight across the Atlantic. Air France Flight 447, bound for Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. On board were 228 passengers and crew, each with their own stories, their own lives. Among them were Anthony and Helene, a couple who had spent the last few days enjoying the tropical warmth of Rio de Janeiro. They were young, vibrant, and deeply in love. The kind of people who made time feel slower when you were with them, as if life itself wanted to savor their presence. Anthony was an architect, meticulous and methodical, with an inquisitive mind that often wandered into the realm of daydreams. Helene was his opposite in many ways, a journalist with a sharp wit and a relentless curiosity for life. She loved adventure, and she loved Anthony even more. This trip was her idea, an escape from their chaotic schedules and a chance to rediscover the simplicity of just being together. As the plane soared into the night sky, they leaned into each other, their laughter blending with the hum of the cabin. They shared a blanket as Helene read aloud from a book, the words hanging in the air above the crackle of static from the intercom. Nearby, other passengers dozed off, chatted, and planned for the days ahead. For a while, life felt infinite, 1,000 unspoken possibilities waiting just beyond the horizon. But then, without warning, the calm was shattered. The plane entered a storm system, turbulence shaking the aircraft like a fragile snow globe. Inside the cockpit, a sequence of technical failures began, a cascade of confusion as the pilots struggled to interpret inconsistent data from their instruments. The autopilot disengaged, the altitude plunged. Communication was frantic, desperate. In the cabin, Anthony gripped Helene's hand tightly, his face pale but calm, as if trying to reassure her with his presence alone. Helene's heart raced, her journal falling from her lap and tumbling to the floor. There was a moment, just a moment, when their eyes locked and nothing else existed.
Whatever happens, I love you.
Me too.
And then there was silence. The wreckage of Flight 447 was found deep below the Atlantic 2 years later, weighed down by the vast, unfathomable sea. Among the recovered items was a journal, Helene's journal. Inside were sketches Anthony had drawn during their trip to Brazil, pictures of sunlit beaches, bustling streets, and moments only the two of them had shared. The loss of Flight 447 was devastating, and Anthony and Helene became two of its countless stories. But even in tragedy, their love endured, as real and permanent as the ink on paper, as timeless as the ocean itself. For those who knew them, it wasn't the storm that defined their final hours, but the words they exchanged in it, a testament to the unyielding strength of human connection in the face of unimaginable uncertainty.